Welcome, Phantom Dust viewers, to our first attempt at casting one of the Phantom Dust games. Nobody knows the results of this, and for those who haven't already tuned in to Club Baroness episode 4 of our podcast, this is going to be Murder Mastodon and Reborn Gaignun versus Xanxus and Zexxus. Both teams enter at 3-0, and it's going to be an exciting match. I'd like to introduce my co-host, Gotrix here.
Hi-ho!
And I'm Bregan123. Many know us in the community, and for those who don't, feel free to message us anytime and leave a comment on the video. So, before we start the video, Gotrix, what are your first initial impressions of this match?
Well, according to my time on Club Baroness, I went ahead and put it at 3-0 for Xanxus and Zexxus, so I'm expecting there to be a good back and forth here. I know I kind of said that, Zexxus and Xanxus, their playstyle is a little straightforward, but at the same time, look at their ratings. The boys know how to win.
Going off of the ratings here, that's the bold move, Cotton. I think it's actually going to be a really interesting series. We already saw Gaignun and Murder Mastodon deliver Doomsday his first loss. These guys are coming in off of a hot victory, basically ascended to being deities in Phantom Dust at this point. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. I think you got some good points with Xanxus Zexxus. They're a strong team. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm hoping so.
All right, well, let's get into it.
I can make sure I have the right stuff. Volume's high.
See, they should be starting here in about 5 seconds right off of the beginning of the video. We've got the timing here. So here we are.
No or screw.
So we see Gaignun starting with a ray shell in hand, but plenty of aura. He should be able to use it fairly quickly.
Yep, but the very first words out of Mastodon's mouth, aura screwed. And you can see he is sitting on 2 right now.
That's not good. We'll have to see if Xanxus and Zexxus are able to aggress early enough to really do some damage to that. But right now, they don't seem to be moving in.
And the wind pressure.
I do like the slide laser, twist laser.
Oh my God.
I like having the options to go either direction there. See if they can abuse that.
It will help, but Zexxus and Xanxus are both staying pretty much out of range of it at the moment.
And I had to take which is fun, so.
Ooh, Murder is having to dig deep, is trying to dig right now, but not making a lot of success.
Yeah, you can see he's down to 23, but he's still at 2 aura. Additionally, about the slide. Oh, he has orb. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez, that's rough.
No, it's just crazy because every time we practice.
The other thing is, too, yeah, we already see him drop the twist laser. Zexxus and Xanxus both spawned with very safe spawns. So, yeah, they had limited usefulness, honestly, out of those.
Yep, he had to relearn a ray shell after snapping an aura cannon with it. Now they're both on Gaignun.
That was pretty big, though, losing an aura cannon early. That's obviously going to be the big punch of Xanxus' arsenal. I don't know if he's going to have another.
I don't know. If you see the way they build, they have, some of their arsenals have as many as 17 skills. They may have more punch to spare.
That's true. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed a lot versus some other players. Xanxus and Zexxus tend to build a little bit heavier on the skill side than a lot of other players do. And they manage to get away with it, whereas a lot of others struggle with that. But it shows their synergy because they carry extra level berserks and boost mines in order to accommodate for that.
And it looks like Mastodon's finally in the fight now with a reincarnation.
I took his blaster.
I know this ray shell's getting a little bit more mileage here since it took a psycho knife, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 at the very least.
They did just lose a blaster to Murder Mastodons. I believe it was a flash hole or an eraser. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it off camera.
I would assume it has to be a flash hole because he's not going to run a three-school arsenal.
So he's running Faith, and what's the other school?
It's Faith Nature. He has an orb.
Oh, that's right. He had Orb, Faith, Nature, and then we've got Optic Eye out of Gaignun. Looks like Nature Psycho out of Zexxus.
Yeah, Nature Psycho out of Zexxus, and then I'm assuming
Optic Eye out of Xanxus.
Yeah. In fact, I think I've seen this build from Xanxus before, and I know Gaignun, I think, did a review on one of them. Or no, he's on the Zexxus arsenal, but looks very similar. Lasers, tiger strings, ray shells.
Yeah, I think Gaignun's actually using his version of the Zexxus arsenal he made right now. I don't know if we'll see the Octo laser pop out here in this match.
Yeah.
Still waiting to see if he's going to catch that exhaust. He had a really good opening just a minute ago on Xanxus on the stairs. Didn't pop it. Oh, here it goes, and it misses.
And there's the worst exhaust I've ever seen.
Zexxus come back up.
Gaignun. It hurts. It hurts to watch.
That was a really bad
He had him
exhaust.
dead to rights on the stairs just a minute ago, too. Oh. No
Bad
shield.
timing.
No shield, and he's a cartwheeler on the stairs. There was nothing.
Ah, God.
Nothing he could have done.
They're both
This
at
is
2 health.
not looking good. This is gonna.
No.
This looks like game 1 for Xanxus and Zexxus easy. We might be going home early, Cody.
They both got 2 health. Xanxus is untouched.
Oh,
Untouched.
They got 6 minutes left too. You tell me they can't do 4 damage in 6 minutes?
Yeah.
Although I will say the capsule count is relatively low except for Xanxus.
Drop
Or
down, drop
Zexxus
down,
here.
drop down. Sorry, I had to come back.
We're at 10, 9, and 18 and 13 respectively. So people are digging fast.
Well, I mean, unless Zexxus has a shatter, which I don't think I've ever seen him use one. I don't. The only one's going to be doing a popping was maybe Mastodon.
I'm dead.
Wow, that's a
Man.
lot. That's a lot of shields going.
I don't understand why he was so dead set on going up that staircase. Like, he
Well,
had
at that point-
nothing.
But at that point, there wasn't like,
Bottom,
ooh,
damn it, I thought you died.
We see
sounds
murder.
like murder missed him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he had. I don't think he really had a good choice on the stairs either which way. Once he decided to block, he was done. He was no way he was getting.
I mean,
out
look
of that
look at
shot.
this too. He's at 10 skills. He's got to relearn, but he doesn't have any of
Okay,
his
so
blasters,
some flag there.
any of his array shells left. And I guess
Ooh,
we'll
let's see
say,
if
we'll have
he-
to see that. And there's another relearn, but
And
no actual
two
skills.
Aura right now, and it's just
I'm on my
dodging
back.
for dear life.
Even
here,
if he
dodging-
hadn't picked up an aura particle, at best he would have relearned and absorb energy to be snapped again.
Well, at the very least, Zexxus isn't throwing anything too big. It's really Xanxus that's cause for concern.
All right, well, he's got
Ooh,
a Dragon
nice
Slayer, but there's
shot.
only one shield.
Plan number 1. He probably has an orb or something. Let's see.
Up,
Yeah,
he's just
I don't think
spinning
that's
the
going to
orb.
work. Yeah, he's got orb.
Yep,
I mean,
it's an orb.
So now we've got a
there's-
blaster and 2 relearns for it. Not that they're going to probably care that much about it.
Well, who knows? I mean, there's still 8 and 16 capsules. So
I got to
there
say,
could be other
they've
ratios.
managed to bring the game back better than I would have expected right now. I got to give them that much.
It's slightly closer to fair at this point. I will say, though, that I'm still putting the lead on Zexxus and Xanxus.
It is
by
their
my
game
vote.
to lose.
Oh.
Still didn't get the
Ooh,
shield,
that-
though.
My diabolical tree.
That turbulence
Stormblade,
was
dude. Okay.
no gusto.
Yeah, he
No
tried
gusto
to
for
time
Gaignun.
it. He tried to time it so he could get the shield, but he still didn't get the shield.
I took something.
That was
He
good.
didn't get.
saw it.
I was gonna say he lost
Well,
3 skills.
he's got
2
an-
relearns.
All right, well now he's done. This is what he's got. He's got to make this exhaust count. I mean, even if he hits it, I don't think Xanxus cares.
Oh,
And he
a
missed the
whiff-
slide laser.
A whiffed eraser. And,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Blaster's not the hottest attack against a cartwheeler out in the open. And I don't think that Murder has anything right now to.
Honestly,
kind of
the only thing you
manipulate
can
them.
really do with Blaster against cartwheelers right now would be to manual aim it. I mean, he hits the exhaust here on Xanxus, which is, good in theory, but I don't think
It's
he's
too
even using
late.
vibration. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
just,
matter.
It's way too late at this point.
And he's going to make that pickup easy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Mastodon just doesn't have enough power behind any of his attacks right now to snap any of these shields that are in play. Can't crack an iron skin. Can't crack a.
I'm dead. No.
Oh.
So, one thing I got to be honest about as I'm watching this here, maybe they close
Ooh,
it out right
back
now,
wall.
but
I'm at the top
as
of the left
bad
side.
as Gaignun and Mastodon have had this match go,
No, the one you're at, the one
like
you're at.
it should have been closed out
The
by
one you're at, the
now.
one you're at.
Yeah, the only thing is right now some of the attacks that are left though, it's kind of questionable because nobody's able to really get a great angle to kind of sandwich or corner anybody right at the moment. Like Mastodon has the attacks to do it, but Gaignun just can't stay safe long enough for him to position him into place.
I can get
Oh.
Xanxus.
Oh, and with that, Gaignun is out of the game.
Yep, Gainun's got nothing with 2 minutes
Oh.
left.
The only skill he's got left is his R3 button.
But I did just hear Mastodon say he's got a diabolical trick, so he's headed to go get Xanxus, but it's basically 2v1 with a, pickup.
Yeah, and at this point now, Murder's going to get zero breathing room here from either Xanxus or Zexxus, since Gaignun
Ooh, he
effectively
just hit a
is-
nasty Stormblade on Zexxus. That was dirty.
Back? Okay.
So Zexxus
help-
is now Zexxus has no attacks. It's basically a
to
1v1 while he gets to pop, and it doesn't look like Xanxus is responding.
Xanxus is still on him though.
Yeah,
Like,
he kills
Zexxus-
him, but it's not. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It does matter though, because it's still in a scary spot. Like Zexxus has to just dig right now and hope he has another attack in there, but Xanxus still has a full hand of attacks.
Murder has been really resilient this match. Yes, he's died several times, but he's managed to keep this in despite the RS screw. They've honestly made it way further than they had any right getting into this game after how badly it looked 4 minutes in.
Well, like I said, the attack choices here have been honestly very Like, there's not a great synergy going on in terms of angle and coverage.
Go back to my basic
No
attack.
combo attacks for breaking shields. I don't know. Like normally Gaignun runs Bloody Ritual here, and I was kind of shocked that he didn't.
Well, additionally, I'm kind of feeling like Xanxus and Zexxus aren't showing their normal synergy here either.
He's trying to manually me.
Like I said, I don't think the attack choices between the two arsenals, and that's on all sides, just don't really complement each other the way they normally would. Like if Gaignun was running his Bloody Ritual arsenal, he could better capitalize off those reincarnations. Oh, speaking of which, he just lost his.
Yep, that's dirty. This is coming down to 25 seconds. Are they going to be able to end this? Is this going to the tie? Xanxus just died again. Stone shot on Zexxus. That's all we got.
Can I has ties? Mastodon's going in.
Are we going to open game one with a tie?
Wait 3 seconds. You're fine.
Oh, Xanxus is down again. It's Zexxus with the stone shot. He's got nothing.
Get the one on the right or left.
Oh, they're going for the pop. I don't think they have time though. Oh shit! Is that a loss? Is that a loss?
I recognize that screen.
That's a draw.
That's a draw.
That's a draw in game one. That's crazy.
Your character like froze when you.
But he like dies at the last second too. I mean, there was really no reason for him to be standing still there. But
the game ended.
Yeah. That was really tough.
That was a really interesting game one. That was not what I expected to see, honestly, out of this series. Really interesting game one.
It was definitely weird.
I definitely want to say it was just, unfortunately, I think it was a bad Arsenal choice. Like, that was not, like, the typical Gaignun response.
No.
It just wasn't, I don't know, it didn't synergize as well as I would hoped it would have for them. And that's what really played into it. They definitely were lucky that the offense wasn't better from Zexxus and Xanxus.
I know, honestly, like, when I see Zexxus and Xanxus, I usually expect, like, crazy double vibration and bravery where they're set up in 30 seconds with blazing and, you know, like, they're immediately on your nuts. But we didn't see that game. Their pressure wasn't as good as I usually see out of them, and I didn't like Gaignun's arsenal either. I feel like Murder Mastodon, despite the RS screw he had, was the only one really playing his own game.
Want me to wait for a little?
Well, I felt like they got to play their game, but it just wasn't the game that they were hoping to play.
That was a nasty little vicious balance right there into game two.
Yep. Start off with a double. Ooh.
They took 7 aura from that. They took 4 from Xanxus, 3 from Zexxus.
Yep.
Looks like Gaignun's using an auto capture.
Auto capture bravery, it looks like. Oh, and it looks like
He's getting too many of his bravery skills early. This is going to get dirty.
Yeah, he's...
I mean, he's already holding a railgun and Excalibur.
And he overrode a railgun.
Yeah, I think in this build he only has 3 or 4 legitimate attacks. Oh, and there... Oh, gosh. Had to override a shield. Has a shield breaker.
No, I don't. I have a light.
Xanxus and Zexxus are both recovering from the RS screw. I mean, Xanxus already had a heat on before they managed it.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes... Is it? Oh, that hurts to watch.
There's so much digging going on
2
right
shields, 2 shield breakers. Is he even going to get to use a shield breaker?
You know, this is the worst part about bravery. No matter how you built it to try to get around the penalty, if you get it up front, you're in trouble.
He does get the fortress.
Yeah, that's fortress. Yeah, he gets Ice Sword.
He's just about to have it, and he's got a railgun and 1 Excalibur. But they're corralling him. What are they going for?
Let's see here. There's
more Ice Sword. I mean, they freeze him for a bit, but it doesn't accomplish too much. Oh, shit! Does he have anything left?
Naturally not good.
Does he have anything left at all?
He's probably got auto captures left.
I mean, we saw 2 railguns, an Excalibur, Tiger Strength, 2 or 3 shields,
Iron Skin,
2 shield breakers. With this kind of build, I mean, how much more can he possibly have when he's running that much auto capture?
At 5 capture, like I said, it's probably all auto captures and aura.
Let's take a look. Like maybe he has 1 left, but 1 shield and he's done.
I don't even know if he has a shield. Like,
is this going to be this? This is going to be like the second game in a row, which is just Murder Mastodon 2v1.
Well, and because in the first game, Gaignun actually put out the early offense. This game though, that was a bad hit. That was a really nasty hit. And once again, that just highlights just how bad bravery can be when it comes out backwards. Which
He's got an attack in base. Maybe he still has another bravery attack.
I'm betting it's another auto capture. Like if he's running the typical 9 skill auto capture, yep, there it is. The 9 spots are devoted to Sky Pursuit, Empty Hand, and Hyper Punch, which is not a good place to be because it's not. I mean, it's a nice way to get around.
That was a good fortress
penalty.
there by Mastodon. Caught that key palm.
But yeah, at this point they're in trouble. They're so in trouble. I mean, there's just.
He's got a 2v1 now, and he's got 5 health versus 31. Like
yes, and a partner that has no contributions to make other than maybe a potential Sky Pursuit or an Empty Hand at some point.
I mean, even if he used the skills in his hand, he'd end up killing himself.
Well, he could use two of them safely.
So he could combo an Empty Hand Sky Pursuit, but. That's one combo.
I don't even think Empty Hand knocks down on its own either. He'd better off waiting for Murder to hopefully get a knockdown. But
I don't even honestly I don't know the auto capture skills that well. I never use them, and anybody who does mostly just uses them in their base. They don't actually try to hit with them.
No, they're really bad attacks, and I hope you notice that lack there. Now they're effectively out of the game. Now it's just a matter of.
Oh yeah, that second lack
I'm dead at the bottom.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
Yeah, auto captures are weird. The worst part is, if your auto capture attack gets erased by somebody, it erases the attack you're trying to capture. So that's the scarier part about it too. So you can lose like 2-3 attacks in one shot off an auto capture if you miss it or screw it up. So it's a questionable play. But then again, bravery is always that, because
I'm really surprised he went with that here on. I mean, Panorama, like, bravery's not bad, but like that's a risky arsenal after such a close round 1.
Well, what's really funny is I do remember an older PD player had an arsenal build that was literally 3 Excaliburs, a Tiger Strength, a Dash, and Braveries. And the whole point of it was just to get to Bravery Aura ASAP and just charge them with Excaliburs. It was hilarious. And it kind of worked.
Sounds effective in a way, but man, that...
Well, it's still got all the Bravery weaknesses. They drain your aura, they lack you, you're done for.
Yeah, that lack, that was brutal. That was it.
Double lacks hurt. Oh.
I mean, at least Mastodon still looks like he has a hand, but like.
Yeah. Once again, this is a really weird choice because I'm like, I get that you don't want to be like, a repeat pony and use go back to the Faith optics strategy with Ricochet Laser, but. I don't know. That would survive a lack. This one doesn't.
Last round, they basically just played anti-panorama with like orbs and anti-enviros, reincarnation, stuff like that. I'm not sure why they didn't bring out some of the same safe stuff, but.
Well, yeah, the last Arsenal definitely felt like an odd pick just because it's lasers versus cartwheelers in a spot that you don't get the same laser coverage. And there's just too many attacks got erased from everyone.
I gotta say, Murder Mastodon is again putting up a fight. You gotta remember, almost 4 minutes ago, Gaignun got lacked of all of his abilities. This guy's been 1v2 for like 3-4 minutes now.
I had a lightning sword at one point.
I will say these are the longest
impressive.
these are the longest basically game over matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, like this should have been closed out a long time ago. Like I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, people complain about people running around the tree and palace in 1v1. I mean, ain't got nothing on this.
Yeah, I mean, credit given where credit's due. They've effectively neutered them 2 games in a row, but you got to close out.
Yeah, are we going to see? I mean, the defense is, clearly good on both Mastodon and Gaignun's side. Are we going to see 2 draws? I don't know if we're going to see.
Are we going to go to a second draw? Are we going to have a 5-draw series just to be completely replayed?
Yeah.
Ah,
Heck,
crap.
heck. I know. In the very first round of the tournament, I know there was a draw in one round.
Well, he made the pickup again, and he's got 10 aura and 2 shields.
Yeah, but now they're down to 3 health pickups for Mastodon. He's, yeah, just kill him because he has no health. He is not gonna get.
Yep.
Oh,
All
there we
right,
go.
that's game. That took
That's a
longer
fun
than it
one.
should have, but they did get it. They did get it. All right. So it's 1 tie and 1 win to Xanxus and Zexxus.
And they're talking about the lack.
Oh, well, I would be too. Jeez. So game
Used to be my
three.
favorite skill.
Game 3's on City here. They're
Looks
gonna
like
need
highway was skipped.
they're gonna be going on tilt after some of this stuff. Like that's brutal. The 10-minute draw, the lack on panorama, like that's tilt worthy right there. That's gotta hurt.
Well, they started off. At a just as bad against Doom. They were down 2 right off the bat in both Palace and Highway, I believe.
That's
and
true.
Then they had, and then they started clawing back. So let's see if that happens. The good news is they're only down 1 game.
That's true. They are a resilient team, like you said last round. They showed a lot of resilience. So I guess we'll
And it's
see.
only- And it's only a true 1-game deficit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what they can do. Got a boost mine, good start, paralyze. Ooh, are they? It looks like they're using the arsenal that I used last time. Maybe
Well,
paralyze.
for once
I
they
think so.
they
What was
What are you
that?
doing?
I'm gonna
critical misfire.
And blazing bullet to the face. At least he still gets his boost mine.
Well,
Damn, I
the-
wasted an erase.
and
Almost
you
takes
can
a
see Zexxus and Xanxus have a fairly miserable start. Although it sounds like
Yeah, Zexxus. I don't know. Like he's out here with 2 aura. He's got his blazing bullet. He's getting some damage in, but
Iron skin
that's
for,
gonna end bad for him in the long run because he's gonna have a hard time getting back with that paralyze.
I have paralyzed.
Now he's got slide laser.
well,
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a potential shield. It's hard to say what it is, but right now he's in a good spot. Although
Well,
now
he's lost his blazing and he's
Yeah.
just eating slide lasers. That's
and Xanxus is still digging, trying to get aura.
1 aura.
This is one of those things you talk about when you have those low aura count arsenals. When this comes out, yeah, you have extra skills, but you got to dig way deep to get the aura.
Well,
to pick up for
Zexxus
it.
did make it out. He might
He's
still
got 2
die.
now.
Yeah, he might die long range to a slide laser, but he made it
Right.
out.
I have a neutralization in here.
And I don't know if Xanxus took an accidental shot at him or he's trying to kill him to pick him up.
Oh, that was a missed
Ooh.
friendship.
That could be
That or
Or-
was it friendship? Could have been a no. Yeah, I was agreeing. You're right.
Honestly, you can't be manual aiming friendships.
I'm
well,
considering it. Do you have it in your
if you are, you gotta relax.
Yeah, I have
You can.
it.
I think nerves are definitely playing into it this round because this is
Xanxus?
like this game is looking really good at
If you're
for
gonna hit
Gaignun
someone
and for
it, just let me know.
Mastodon.
That's true. Yeah, it's looking bad.
Yeah.
Let's see if what they're gonna pair with the paralyze here.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, it is the disintegrate. Yep.
Got both of them.
That is exactly
This-
what I did to Nathan and Wolf this past round.
This tournament, paralyze
You
effects
have
and
to show that,
disintegrate have been very popular against double cartwheelers.
Paralyze them. Just-
I mean, it should be.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I mean that's why I did it
I'm
too.
gonna do it in a place right
It definitely tells people pack your damn orbs, pack your amulets.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna run double cartwheeler, you should. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, there's no feasible way to come back from that. That's it. Ooh, paralyzing the killer satellite. I like that. That's
was a-
dirty.
And that was an ugly one too, man.
That was a gross
I don't
round.
know.
That's dirty.
felt my-
All right. Well, I mean, that's traction for him right there. I'm not sure exactly which map we're heading to.
Lane,
Let's
yeah.
talk lane. 'Cause you have a couple
Okay, they're headed to Lane based on what they're saying there. I guess the refinery was also banned. I mean, that's traction. That's somewhere to go. That's something to do. Let's.
Well, now they're 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 with the tie as
Pretty
well.
much did
True.
So who takes Lane? What do you think?
Well, if this is the start of a comeback, I would give it to Gaignun because I just have a feeling they seem pretty safe on this type of map. Plus, I
Other
think
than, like, Bloody Ritual on-
they're gonna make smart decisions here.
Well, they're using the big Rian. Looks like he had some bloody rituals in there. Or no, he got Dragon Slayers.
I looked it over.
I mean, that's.
I don't have a capsule or
I don't know. Cartwheeler arsenals tend to look weird to me, but
Yeah, we can pick it up.
that's really odd to see him with so many shields as a
Make
cartwheeler.
sure
But I guess
there's
you
not
know
Alpha rather
they're looking
here.
to play the long game here then,
Koreans,
with all those flash holes.
Dragon Slayer,
It's
Tiger Strength.
it's a smart idea because lane's not necessarily a map where you feel comfortable going in sword crazy simply because if
Use
somebody gets
shatter
above you, they can just sit there and rain rock shots on you. They can shoot reincarnations. It's a wise choice.
I mean, it's true. I mean, find me a bigger proponent of Rockshot than me. This is my home. This is my jam.
Well, there's an
Yeah. Ooh, another bad aura start. For
Oh, see, and that's
Gaignun.
one of the issues with having that many shields in the deck. Like, that's literally what can happen. Just start with 2 in your hand, another on the bench. Like, what do you do with them?
Well, that just happens. Unfortunately, and some arsenals can afford to dump things or have disposable single-use skills to move through an arsenal quicker. Some though, you're sitting on a whole bunch of things that you're just gonna have to start making choices. Cut this, cut that.
Well, when
and
you have that
cry.
many defenses, too, it can get wonky. You just
have
get
it in
stuck
hand,
with
then.
things, and he's
Well,
got
that's what I
low
mean.
aura
It's-
start, and
He's
Well, that's going to be the same if you have a nine attack arsenal too that aren't single-use skills. Just if all your stuff is non.
well, at the very least, you can aggress. Like, you have an attack, you can go hit somebody with it. But like a shield, I can't pick up my flash hole and hit somebody with it.
No, but look at Panorama. Gaignun's arsenal
It's
was
just shatter.
14 attacks.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, 9 of those are auto capture, so
But I'm
like,
just
I
saying
think that's an outlier right there.
The point still stands. If he gets 2 aura and he has 9 attacks and he can't
Yeah.
use any of them, don't matter. You're still digging.
the least.
All right, well, murder is busy being murdered. Dear goodness, that does not look fun over there.
Bad lag all of a sudden.
And yeah, no aura on Gaignun. He doesn't really have anything he can do to
Oh,
aggress.
There we go.
Murder, at
Yeah.
least he's starting to fire back
Yeah,
now.
he popped a bunch.
He's having a rough day over there, though.
Oh, and it sounds like his capsule. It sounds like his capsules are
No,
getting
I'm just
popped
saying,
too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we played
Oh, geez, he's at 16 capsules, and yeah. It looks like he's had a lot popped, actually. I think
Well, Gaignun
Xanxus has
sounds
been in
like
there
he's
with a
gonna go
shatter.
on- Yeah, it looks like Gainun's gonna go forth with Armoros Watch as a way to try to.
Whenever you want. I'm just trying to dodge.
But I mean, it's only 1 stat buff each. Like, that's not that big.
No,
In my opinion, he should have like moved in with
Where's
that
your
Willow a
base?
long
Where's your
time
base?
ago.
Yeah, I'm in my base.
I think
Get
he
in
was
the
waiting
fight.
to get at least another aura. It was hoping. Yeah, okay. Not a good spot.
Oh
Ooh.
shit! I died in Zexxus.
Well, I mean, now he's got to drop one of those abilities. Whereas if he'd been in the fight, maybe he could have kept him alive.
Well, now he doesn't have to drop nothing unless he goes back for another shield. Now he's gonna go for.
I mean, that's one of the things that's great about Rockshot. Like, you don't really feel bad about it getting erased when you break a flash hole. I gotta say,
Plan, just give me a second.
whatever. I'd rather break their face than the flash hole.
that's why you bring 2. Pro strats.
Or 3.
He could probably
Doc-
Armoros watch
Doc-
him right
freeze
there.
gas?
Yeah, he could have Armoros watched him right there, real easy.
Yeah, but I don't think he felt good about necessarily leaving himself down on
That's true.
aura to defend.
Out of everything, though, he dropped the Willow.
He's on negative.
I mean, I guess he's got other attacks, but still.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, I have a re-entire.
I don't know if I have any defense. I think that's what they took.
I mean, he's already back down to 2.
It's okay.
Like,
I
this
got
is...
I got
Well,
two.
it sound, and then it sounds like Murder's short on defense right now.
Yeah,
He's-
Murder's just been left out in the wind, and, what are you
He
supposed
will.
to
It
do?
sounds like he's afraid there's nothing left to draw.
That killed me. I
Ugh.
felt. I don't know,
And he's
weird
dead
spot.
again.
He has Psycho Burst. He spit Freeze Gas on top of my body and.
That was good reincarnation, but he did take the Psycho Knife still.
It was just too much for me to recover from. I think. I just
Freeze
can't.
gas.
Oh,
And he
Well-
still got hit by it. That was, just barely on the edge.
yeah. The
Doesn't look
good news
good.
the good news is there wasn't a worse capitalization like say a gravity press, a psycho spear. The
He
game
needs,
could have
to,
been.
he needs to
the
go right
attack was-
now.
If the attack was bigger,
He missed the window.
I think he's still fine.
Freeze Gas on top of my
I
body.
don't know. That's a tough pickup. Still with the mines and then the rock shot and the Psycho Knife. Like, that's not an easy pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, and now he's
and
shattering
now-
his caps. Yep. We now know that's definitely what happened to Mastodon. Shatter.
Yeah.
Xanxus
Yeah,
is
it's
just
just-
going to town on capsules.
Well, it's a legit strategy to have at this point because if you're in the spot where it's a 2v1 and you can't guarantee both put enough pressure on, why not
mean,
just
if
have
they hit
somebody
you
over there like
That's what I meant.
doing something while
He's
the other
down
one
there
tries
where
to
that
kill.
rock shot can do some damage.
Thinking quickly.
Oh, this is ugly.
He's still losing capsules, too. He's lost
that's
like
it.
6.
Oh,
That's
and
it.
he just lost. So now it's 2-1.
That was some brutal efficiency right there.
Yeah. Twist laser, slide laser, hyper.
It seems, I don't know if it's Arsenal or just choices here, but it seems like Gaignun has really struggled to get into the fights
So
this
everyone
series.
listening at home, that was not the end of the match. That was a draw. Did you know that was a draw in Palace?
Yes,
I didn't.
we had the
Self-
draw there.
Let's carry on.
Looks like we have a fairly long pause here for a second. I guess let's take a minute and talk about it, about that match right there. I think that was more what I expected to see from Xanxus and Zexxus. I was surprised to see the shatter, but they were on top of it. They were aggressive. They put on the pressure. Like, it didn't look fun.
No, it didn't help that once again they've had some really bad starts on top of this. Like Arsenal's coming out backwards, not the Aura Knicks. Like City was the only game that felt like supremely clean for both of them at the same time.
Lane and City both felt pretty clean. And here we are in the game.
Lane was bad. Guinan only had 2 Aura for like ever.
I meant Zexxus and Xanxus were clean.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was talking about Guinan and Murder. They were.
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
not- they've been drawn like poo poo.
Well, I mean, he had a blazing bullet, which essentially you think is an aggressive start, but it's already gone.
It's a questionable one because obviously you could just be going right into a flash hole. I mean, that's why I always like to have some sort of buff with it, even if it's a trance, just
Yeah.
because that way I can guarantee get a shield.
You can break it, or you can at least, check to see what it is first.
Yeah.
So Murder's got the blaster, but he's still got the flash hole, so he's just going to catch it. And there's the turbulence, so there goes the tiger strength.
No.
Let's see. Reincarnation, it's Xanxus, solid cartwheel. Right there. Also, cartwheel mechanics out of Gaignun.
You can tell there's a little bit of stress going on.
I mean, yeah, it's been a high pressure series. It's been close.
Well-
They've had some really bad draws. They've had
Well,
the
this is a-
panorama match was that was awful.
Well,
Oh.
this is a potential game ender right here. Like, if they lose sign, it's over. So, pressure's on.
Yeah, it's 2-1 in Xanxus and Zexxus' favor right now.
Yep.
It's game
I know.
point.
Yep.
Time it with this.
It reminds me of my last round because it was the other way around though, where I was up 2-1. I thought I was over 3-1 after lane, and it turns out it wasn't. And then I was afraid of a comeback from Math.
They're doing pretty good so far. Xanxus just lost an Aura Cannon to a flash hole. Maybe he might be using that same. Ooh, that was some nasty lag.
That's some really rough lag. But right now it's still pretty even match.
I sure wouldn't want to be
they're-
trying to hit that guy with an ice sword. That's for sure. That's rough.
Yeah, like right now it's a fairly even game. It's just
Oh, he just lost that
Although-
reincarnation. No, he didn't. I was
no,
looking
he
at
didn't.
Xanxus'
No, he
hand.
didn't. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, right now there we go. Yeah, a lot of attacks being lost left and right here.
Amulet overwrite real fast. They must be confident they're not bringing the erase this time.
He's using his aura cannon.
Which, I mean, the only erase we've really seen out of Xanxus X has been a couple of lacks. I mean, definitely brutal ones, but I haven't really
Lax
seen
and
anything
shatter.
else.
Well, lax and shatters.
I think I've seen a turbulence out of them. They did use a turbulence
too.
earlier this game.
Yeah, they have some erase, but right now the worst case scenario would be a lack. And even then Guinan actually has something that would survive it.
Yeah. Well, they're getting little bits of chip damage down.
Yeah, well,
They're-
they're starting to develop a lead. They're pulling away.
I mean, right now it's basically like, a couple of attacks and just a brawl. This is actually one of my favorite matches to watch so far. Like, we see everybody actually has something they can do and they're in there fighting, whereas some of the other matches have been like, oops, they got neutralized or had a bad draw and Gaignun and Mastodon
Palace-
just sitting on their hands.
Palace was entertaining. Palace was definitely entertaining because that one was down to the wire.
That was a good one too, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. It looked like that game was lost really early. I don't know.
Ooh, two
This
attacks
one, this
right
one
there.
feels more back and forth. I'm really liking it. Ooh,
Yeah, but I still think the lead's definitely in Guinan and Mastodon's favor. They're pulling ahead more and more. They've taken like 10 attacks now.
is Mastodon using a regular laser? No, it's triple laser.
No, it's a triple laser. Just you don't get to see the angle where it's juicy. It's just look, it's 3 laser animations reused.
I have an exhaust. I kind of want his Xanxus.
Huh?
Actually,
Did he erase that triple laser?
he gets
No. Well, maybe he did. Oh, there's a.
I thought he hit it into a fortress.
Oh, come on.
missed the exhaust.
Yep. Exhausts are not on their side this set, that's for sure.
Zexxus has been trying to sword cancel on Gaignun all match, but Gainun's not falling for it.
Well, I don't even know if he's just... Maybe it's just bad timing, it's hard to say, but, like, they're definitely... I'm surprised at the number of attacks that I've seen erase this match. I guarantee it's like 7, 8 attacks that have been erased. There's almost... Yep, there's another one.
Yeah, they're losing attacks left and right. Both teams are.
Yeah, this is like the most attack intense match I've seen, and yet there's been like this definitely lends credence to the idea that having 5 shields ain't necessarily a bad idea.
That lightning sword, we could maybe see that fortress go down. Oh gosh, that was close.
Yeah, they're having to work for it.
He just walked away from it too. He didn't cartwheel or nothing. He just walked away from that. Sign has those weird lips and stuff, and sometimes you don't dash quite the way you expect.
Yeah, he may felt he was safely out of range. Oh.
Here we go. This is more what I think we needed to see, is them putting pressure on one person at the same time. Mastodon's just been having his attacks erased left and right though, which is
there's been a lot
rough.
There's been a lot of attack racing.
He's already down to 5 skills.
Yeah, well, they're down to 7 and 14 respectively. So Xanxus and Mastodon have both been like the shield. Oop. Yeah, both Zexxus and Mastodon have been.
Mastodon should make that pickup no problem.
He should.
Oh. I mean, he sword canceled it, and then like 3 seconds later he blocked. Wow, that was.
Yeah. It was probably a nerves thing, but right now, but they're still a really good spot. 10-14 versus 3-1 with 7. Oh.
Well, now it's 3-10.
Yeah.
I mean, they still got the advantage.
There's.
Oh, there we go, and shield down if he makes the pickup.
Yeah.
Mastodon doesn't have to worry about quite as many flash holes after that one.
But
looks like he's also picked up a triple laser, which is going to be useful here.
Like another triple laser. Yeah, this is crazy. There's probably been like 10.
That was a good dodge with the jumper there.
There's like literally 10, 11 attacks that have been eaten this match.
Oh.
Oop, a miss.
Oh, caught the triple lasers, but the pickup's made. Oh, that blaster hurt.
Oh.
Gaignun's just been basically relying on this reincarnation and then a flash hole and fortress the entire game.
That is a perfectly acceptable faith nature strategy.
Yeah,
don't you ever talk bad about it again.
That is the most white bread and great value butter you'll ever see, right there.
That is a cornerstone of this game. Never insult it.
Let's see. Oh, there he goes. Yep. Down again.
It's pretty much a given.
And another dodge with the jumper. Let's see if we can make this. It's going to be tight. Are we going to game 5? Are we going to go to a tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker?
Shit. There we go.
Oh.
Triple laser up front from up high. We're going to a tiebreaker now. Okay. So tiebreaker, we're going back to Palace, right? Yeah, okay. They're headed back to Palace. All right, this has been back and forth. Really? What do you think? What's your prediction in this final game here? What do you think?
Well, I stand by what I predicted on the podcast. Xanxus win it. It's clearly not going to be 3-0.
No, I think we passed 3-0 a long time ago. But yeah.
No, but we're good. I think they're gonna take the third game.
Well, I got to say the momentum seems to have swung in the opposite direction.
Hold up, you did hear that, right?
What's that?
You did hear Mastodon crying about being a whiny little bitch.
No, I actually turned the sound down pretty low here.
Thanks for the apology, Mastodon. Thank you for the apology. It's okay. You're still my favorite.
He's apologizing for being whiny? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Although, since we're blabbing over it, nobody's going to hear it.
I don't know.
Let's listen to some of their audio for a minute. See what they're going to say.
Do some gays in here.
So we could go for attrition.
What did they do last time? The attrition route.
So they're thinking about going for the long game again.
You can try to rush them.
I mean, the good news is I think Gainun's
I
gonna
don't know how you
post
feel about that.
this the regular
I think we
videos.
use Bloody Ritual.
So that for those who
It's
want
a comfort
their audio
arsenal for me.
uninterrupted, you'll get it.
God dang
Fuck
it.
you, it's a comfort arsenal.
Ah.
Well, the
All right.
nerves are showing.
Can't see it work. Have we?
All right, well, we'll turn the audio back down so we don't offend our younger viewers
I dragged
out
this
there.
like once.
Wink.
What younger viewers? We're all like 40.
And it's got a lot of shield.
Speak
I
for
can run-
yourself,
I can
old
run my-
man.
I can run my panorama arsenal and vicious balance again.
Well, it sounds like they want to break out the
Sorry,
jank here, which, I mean,
Eh,
against
I
Xanxus
think-
and Zexxus, like, level of race should be big. Like, we've seen
well,
1 or 2 orbs out of them, but
It could even be the one you used on Palace, honestly.
I think they're talking about
Yeah.
bringing out something more palace-y. Like it looks like Gainun's going for the bloody ritual stat. You know, for his baby.
I could use.
oh, I'll reserve judgment for when they
Okay, I'm
finally
actually gonna use
pick.
something similar to it, but different. But very similar though.
Alright.
Well, he does have one of his
One
bloody
less
ritual
defense
decks,
and
but there's like
more attack.
5 of those at this point.
Actually, no, I'm just gonna use the same one we used.
If he has faith, he has 2 bloody rituals. Spoilers.
By now, people should be ready for the early,
No, I
blood
need to
spattering
attack,
on the
but you need
face.
to get through with your bloody ritual.
I don't know.
I am using my other
Yeah.
one.
Either way, it's probably fine.
Well, let's see if they can actually pull it off here too, because
Yeah, this one.
I don't think we've actually seen them use the bloody ritual in competitive. I think they used it once against me, but they didn't actually get it.
That one has
They
in the
u-
middle of them, dude.
I think they used it against Doom.
Oh,
you-
but on
oh!
Palace.
Right off the bat, orb in hand.
Yeah. It's
That's
on the
rough.
field right now.
It's not the worst draw, but it's not
Yep.
great.
Uh,
Ooh.
and
I
then
mean,
lose
if you're running,
He sure
Yeah,
is.
it's
yeah, he already lost his diabolical trick. If you're running bloody ritual too, like that's a really restricted hand. You've got 2 shields.
Solid. I have my bloody
You've got 1 slot taken up, and then you can pick up your bloody ritual, and you can't combo it with anything else. All you can do is defend and bloody ritual.
But at the same time,
Ideally, you want to
to
have the ice sword with it.
Well,
I
he's
was
hoping
one there for the
for.
last
He's really
round.
hoping for
This
murder
shit, guys,
to attack him.
Like, this is gonna be a replay if this keeps up. I'm serious.
Oh, there's some salty replay talk.
And sword canceling while you're lagging, I mean, it's fine.
Hold up, we gotta hear this. I think I'm gonna let their audio do the talking in this game. I hear some salt. I hear some anger.
Oh, and he dodges the first
Yeah, they're
bloody
cartwheelers.
ritual. I mean, every bloody ritual is like really impactful because you can hit a ton of aura, but if you miss it, man, it feels like it's awful. Because you lose 3
yeah.
health, and like if you really dedicate yourself to it and you throw
Fortress
2,
from Zexxus.
which is almost always best if you throw 2, but then you lose 6 health if you miss it. You know,
Well,
it hurts.
Well, it's also you have that aura anymore for a defense. So yeah, it's a tricky skill.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
open to retaliation, and you lose so much health from it. Let's see if we can hit the next one. We got a yellow out of Xanxus. I don't know if that's an orb or not. Dodge on the flame sword. Oh! We got him.
Yeah, he did. Ooh.
Game
combo
6 of the
start.
top of the table. He hits the bloody ritual into the ice sword.
War capsules that are up here.
All right, he's down to 2 aura. He
Oh,
can't
yeah,
use that fortress. Like he's in a bad spot. This is not good for him.
Careful with your Rian.
He's not actually, although since we know it's in Gaignun and kind of Mastodon's hand, he's not that bad off because Gaignun really only has one more ice sword swing, and now he's out.
No, he's got one
And
more
now-
after that. Oh, and
No,
he
yeah,
dodges.
Remember, close range doesn't work for cartwheelers.
Oh, what was that? Oh goodness, that's exactly it. He's hit 1 bloody ritual and now he's at 6.
He's pretty. Plus, is you can hear, if you heard the audio earlier, he's kind of tilting. He's not
Yeah.
very happy.
Well, and like, look at this. He's got the orb again. He has to drop the shield to pick up the wings of hope that he needs for the combo. Like this,
But you can't get the best idea.
that orb draw is
Oh, dude.
not good for them. I mean,
definitely.
It feels weird to, if you're gonna run something, run an amulet versus these
still that
guys. But
flash.
orb, like, they don't use enough erase to really merit an orb.
Well, if you have faith, you can definitely make the argument for just
Catches
going
another
by
one.
Amulet.
That was good, man.
There
There he goes. And he lost the blood ritual. He's got another one base though.
Bloody, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting to the point now where it's of questionable value just because of the health trade-off
Okay, sweet,
versus what he's
sweet.
got. Like, He needs to.
Yeah, well-
He needs like another attack to get in there and start applying.
I
more
know, but now what's the
pressure.
plan? Because like
That
he's
was
what is he
one
gonna do?
I
Wait
worked
to
for,
get
and I
hit?
really wanted
Because
my hand in
Well,
it.
no, that's what I mean. He needs to.
but I
he
mean he's
needs-
he
still
picked
that
up the
other
fortress and he
one,
kept
right?
his Wings of Hope and he doesn't have a way to
I
hit
got
with Wings of
bloody
Hope.
fortress.
That's my point. He needs to start. He probably needs to start abandoning
We're still gonna have
the
a
bloody
rock
ritual
shot, dude. It's
plan
really
and
good for
just
this
do something
situation,
else.
'cause you can go up there and try to bloody.
Yeah.
And I can just throw rock shots.
Well,
to
he
the
just
bottom
overwrote
or
one of
something
his
similar.
fortresses, but Xanxus is already down to 8 skills.
Well, and I think this arsenal has like
Well, I did break a flagpole.
6.
Do not message me again.
Yeah,
please.
what is that? Oh, that's on their screen.
That's from Killer Marcus. That's from Killer
You can
Marcus.
hear the tilt, man.
Just consider.
Oh, yeah?
did you-
They popped my diabolical trick earlier.
Oh,
Oh.
so neither of the diabolical tricks are available, so that win condition is unavailable.
Attack him down.
That's
Yeah.
rough. Again, we've
And
got
as
we
you-
got another fairly rough,
Well,
heavy
and as you
start
can-
for Gaignun here.
Angel's Wing.
well,
He's not a
the
good.
worst,
He's not going to
well,
start.
the worst part is that they couldn't get enough
Glacial Wall
offense
from
to
Zexxus,
capitalize.
against you.
I mean,
they-
that,
They didn't have enough offense to capitalize early, so like at this point, as you can see, Xanxus is at 8 aura
Yeah, I'm
and
frozen,
Zexxus is back to 5.
That's-
So it's
Judge
not
Aries,
like
yeah.
he's like super hurt.
oh, and the Judge of Aries.
Come for me quick. Come for me quick.
Yeah, like right now the level drain is just it's not really hurting.
And they
all
got
that
they got a
much.
4 damage reincarnation. That is not a pickup I envy having to make.
Try to get hit by that in the air. Okay. That's
Oh
good.
well, he made it, but
Wow.
man, he
That only
took a
fell all
beating
my
getting there.
It's okay.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. This
Yeah.
series it's not dead yet. It's not dead yet. Oh
No.
well, and there goes the
This-
Wings of Hope.
Well, Gaignun just doesn't have
take
enough
this.
offense to go, and they have answers.
What he
like-
needs to do is when Murder dies here, which like poor guy's gonna there he
Oh,
goes.
I died.
He needs to overwrite the orb.
outside the tree.
Oh, okay. No, oh, he doesn't overwrite the orb. He
I
used
didn't
the
say
empty
my
slot.
order. I just said I was gonna do that.
Oh, yeah, you can hear
Yeah.
Gaignun saying the same thing right now too. Oh,
He-
that's heartbreaking. Because
they're
right
in a
now he
bad
could
spot.
be in the fight right now with an attack, but he can't because
Well,
he has orb.
he needs to abandon the bloody ritual. Their health isn't in a spot, and as you can see, they're at 8 and 7 aura. They're in a spot where okay, darn, I go down to half. I'm at 4 and 3 respectively. They're still in the fight.
But they
still
are
have attacks.
really low on skills. Say he does hit
Yeah,
it. Like
thought it was
He
gonna
does. They don't have the health to spare.
if he
They
hits
don't-
2 on Xanxus, like that
Yeah,
could be
I'm
it.
still just
if
gonna
he
stay
hits
around.
2 on Xanxus, he's dead though, and Murder's at 2 health. They're in a bad spot. They should have abandoned the level race a long time ago. Besides, who's to say those aren't both orbs enhanced at this point?
Oh
this-
jeez, that could have been cartwheeled.
Would have been the
Yeah, this is a bad spot. This, unfortunately, the Arsenals came out the wrong way again, and like there's literally a point in the game where Gaignun sat at his base for
Oh,
like
dude, that broke my ankle.
30 seconds and was like doing nothing.
Well, I mean,
And
which
it gave him
time? Oh jeez, this is close.
Yeah, it just gave him-
Die, 'cause
it
he's
just
that
gave him a
green
chance to
and I can't
recover.
remember.
I'm dead on the staircase.
Oh,
I
no.
think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be it.
Well, you can check the YouTube video. you
Xanxus
can
has still
see.
got. Xanxus still has.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yep, that's game right there. Xanxus and Zexxus take the series.
3-2. 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Yeah, leading off
And-
with the tie there. Jeez, that was a long and brutal series. That really was.
Yeah, lots of defensive play, lots of erase going around. I think it was just a combination, realistically, of some very bad starts and just some really just bad Arsenal picks. Unfortunately, like definitely missed picks on Palace and Panorama for Gaignun. Not so much for I don't know. Gaignun's Palace pick was okay. Murder just had a bad start. The Panorama pick was easily just it turned out to be the worst pick, unfortunately.
Yeah, though, gosh, that was.
But then once again,
I'm
that was
gonna
another
have
bad draw.
like when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna have nightmares about that panorama match. That was, that hurt
Yeah,
to watch.
that was just bad. That was bad draws there. Like the draws were really a big thing in these matches because you can see there's a lot of times there's lots of aura, there's lack of aura, there's some questionable decisions. I don't know the level race strategy on that final map. They didn't have enough offense early on to make it really scary. Because you can see there's lots of times when they gave Zexxus and Xanxus chances to dig through their arsenals, and I'm assuming they both had orb with as many flame swords as I saw going around. I was like, if they have an orb, then you need to get rid of that stuff.
I mean, I'm
like ASAP.
gonna sound more critical here because we're watching it from Gaignun's perspective, so that's what the angle I have the best view of here. But I spent way too damn much time looking at his capsules. Every single game, it
Yeah.
feels like, except for maybe City. Like the guy was staring at his capsules almost the whole time. Like
Well,
I don't
there's
know
a-
if obviously he's had some
there's
bad draws here, but like he just wasn't
that's
he
well,
wasn't
that was the
biting the
problem.
bullet, you know.
Well, and that's a hard thing to do because it's a high pressure circumstance. You already think you're down. It sounds like they didn't realize they weren't truly down a game until sign, and then it's like, oh look, the series isn't over. So I could see the pressure and frustration.
Yeah, there was definitely some major tilt there, especially that last match. Like, yeah, wow, in the
The la-
lobby,
I-
in the game, like
uh,
they were tilted hard by
yeah,
that
it
time.
was-
Which I mean that's still on them. Like, yeah, there was factors that led to it, but that's still on them for getting tilted. This coming from the international sign for choking himself.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, tilt is one of those things that's on a player to manage, and if you can't get that back in control, it can cost you games, it can cost you tournament matches. I mean, good news is there's nothing on the line here other than pride because and a potential seed spot. They're still both teams were nowhere near fear of elimination at
I
this
mean,
point.
if they were on tilt that much, maybe they should have backed out of the lobby for 5-10 minutes and just asked for a timeout, before the last game because like that didn't sound like a healthy mindset going in.
Yeah, it's funny though, because from my background in competitive fighting games, I know that a lot of times it is common to back to character select in this case to put the other players on ice, so to speak, to give yourself that chance to breathe and to kind of slow down the momentum. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. From what I've heard, a lot of times it's only good to take a very small break in between, because too much of a break, you either give them chances to figure you out, or you take yourself out of the moment too hard.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a tough call. It was a tough call. I would have hoped they would have had more momentum off the sign game, but it just wasn't there.
yeah, honestly. Well, I mean, same with City. Like they came in blazing hot on City. Like we see 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
draw-
Sign was a pretty back and forth game. Like it was a good brawl, but it was pretty, clear that they were in control most of the game. City was just
Well,
a straight
they
up
had that-
slaughter too.
Sign, they had a point. Sign, there was a couple turning points where you could see the momentum starting to build. City, Lane, Pano, and
Again, we
City
were staring
all
at
were
Guinan's
bad
capsules
draws.
for 90% of lane. That was
There's a lot of bad. There's a lot of just bad starts, and it hurts. And since your arsenals are so limited, since you only got 30 skills, and potentially half of them are taken up by your aura, it's hard to make those decisions because you're
Yeah.
like, am I gonna, if I run into if I run into 2 arsenals with 6 erase shells or 6 erase shields, that's all my attacks.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough call to make, and additionally, looking at Xanxus and Zexxus, I feel like I didn't see either team play quite to the standard I expect from either one. Like we've already talked a lot about things we saw with Gaignun and Mastodon. Although props to Mastodon, he played like half of this series 1v2. Guy played pretty well.
Well, I think
But
both
Xanxus and
teams-
Zexxus didn't show the synergy either. Like they did not have the same pressure I usually expect when I face these guys.
Well, I think they also had some bad draws too, but the thing is, I think you saw their arsenals. I don't know if they necessarily had to make quite as many hard choices when it came through it. It sounds, I mean, like if you've seen some of their builds from their other videos, you see a lot of 17-13. So by now they've probably got a little more accustomed to having to make those tough decisions and cut through skills that they don't think are as valuable or just not good in the moment. So they're probably a little bit more used to having to abandon an early Excalibur to dig down to what they really need.
So, I mean, one of my first thoughts, circling back around to it after the end of this series is I want to see another 5 games out of these guys. I just feel like I didn't see what I wanted to see out of either team. I'm really excited to see them meet up again in the playoffs. Because both of these teams are locked for playoffs. I would love to see round 2.
Well, I think I got my money's worth.
Well, I mean, yeah, your prediction, you won out on the predictions there, so
Yeah,
cash
but
that in.
But at the same time, I mean, like, I don't want like a 3-0 stomping where they just get rolled. I mean, I think Sign was probably the most even match of all of them, and even that was just like it was back and forth. I mean, like I said,
I mean, there was a lot of trading in there, but at least
Yeah.
to me, it felt like the momentum and basically
Oh,
like the tempo was controlled by Mastodon and Gaignun.
Well,
Like
they
it got a
definitely-
little
they
dicey
picked it
losing a
up.
lot of attacks. Like they did
Well, they
lose a
defi-
lot of attacks.
Yeah, and the thing is, they did like the losses on Xanxus' side were worse than they were on Mastodon's side because Gaignun was able to still better support than Zexxus was during that match, which was the key thing.
That's true. Like when we look at Xanxus and Zexxus' win, we see Panorama with like that lack. Don't get me wrong, the lack was beautiful, but
Two
the,
lacks.
the serendipity there of just like losing all of your attacks because of a bad draw and then losing what you have
Within-
left into the lack, and that's like in the first minute and a half of the game.
Is
Like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
remarkable right there. So like that's
there's
I hate to call the win luck or anything like that, but like yeah, that's that's rough right there, and it took them
Yeah.
a long time to close that out. Then we see Lane. I feel like was their best game. I feel like Lane they played a more dominant game. Xanxus was in there, and it looked like he got almost 10 capsules with the shatter that game.
well, they were definitely able to capitalize, and that was arguably the slowest. Like that was really bad start for Gaignun there, and he just couldn't do. He had to sit back and watch as Mastodon was just getting throttled. But yeah, like I don't know. For me, Sign is definitely the game of the series because it definitely what we expected more. I expected more of the matches to look like Sign, but Palace was also really good too. The first Palace set was great.
I feel like there was just so many hiccups because I mean City felt the same way. Yeah, that was probably the cleanest game of the series, but again we see like a 1 and 2 aura start out of Xanxus and Zexxus, and
Yeah,
for whatever reason
that's-
Zexxus decides to go 2v1 with 2 aura and a blazing bullet.
and he got like
I mean
9 damage out of it.
He got his head
like,
kicked. Yeah, he got his head kicked in though afterwards.
Well,
Like, yeah, he got
I
the
mean,
9
but-
damage, but
Yeah, because Xanxus just never showed up to the party. I mean, he was literally, I think, at 3 or 4. Or
well, I mean he knows his partner has 1 aura when he goes in. Like that's dicey. And apparently, like either he didn't use it or his shield didn't. He wasn't able to use his shield at 2 aura. I'd have to go back and check and see what shield he
He
had there,
doesn't-
but
he-
it doesn't
yeah,
look
he
like he was
doesn't-
able to use his shield. So he goes in
No.
knowing he doesn't have a shield, 2v1
He
with a
was-
blazing bullet,
well,
and they both have
he-
aura.
Well, he was hiding behind the wall. He hid behind the wall for a while. Gaignun didn't appear to be a threat until he thought he was safe. And then by the time he realized he wasn't safe, it was too late.
Honestly, there's just there's so much to that series. I want to see another best of 5 out of these guys. It was exciting, but I feel like it really left me wanting more from both teams. It really does. I'm excited to see these guys again. Which I
It can
mean,
happen.
the top of the table. These are 2 of our best teams. They can meet in the finals or semifinals very easily.
They could also both lose first and second rounds of the top 8 and be eliminated.
That's true. They could both be eliminated in quarterfinals. Who knows? We'll have to see who else makes it into the quarterfinals in this session. And with that said, do you have any final thoughts?
On this series, no, I've pretty much covered it all. Like I said, I got my prediction. I thought there were some pretty good matches, but it's just too bad that there was so many of them that were decided by unfortunately bad draws.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad draws right here, and I think it's a lot of fun to watch, though. A lot of fun. I mean, you get like emotionally involved on Panorama when you see that lack hit. Like it hits you deep down, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. For everybody else watching, give us some feedback. This is our first run through doing this. Let us know either in the comments on Facebook or here on YouTube what you think of it. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll try and do more of these once the quarterfinals start up.
Yep. Once again, to advertise the Facebook site for anybody who comes across this randomly on YouTube, that is Phantom Dust Revived. It's a Facebook group for Phantom Dust. Please look for us there.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.